जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
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 जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी।
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी।
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
यशोदनन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जन।
यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन।
यशोदनन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जन।
यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन।
यमुनतीरावनचारी।
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 जय राधमाधव कुंजा बिहारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधमाधव कुंजा बिहारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
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 यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन।
यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन।
यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन।
यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन।
यमुनतीरावनचारी।
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 जय राधमाधव कुंजा बिहारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन।
यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन।
यमुनतीरावनचारी।
यमुनतीरावनचारी।
जय राधमाधव कुंजा बिहारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Radha Jamasundara, Jamasundara,
Jaya Radha Shyamu Radha Shyamu Radhe.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
गौर प्रमानंदे देवों विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज काचर अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमती से भक्त वेदांत संस्पोपाद की जाए। देवों विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज काचर अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमती श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत ठाकुर गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जाए। आनंद कोटि वैष्णवंद की जाए। नमाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जाए। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जाए। श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजमोहन श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगामय यमुनामाई की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे All reach to assemble devotees, Hare Krishna. All reach to assemble devotees, Hare Krishna. All reach to assemble devotees. all is, Shri Guru and Gauranga, Prabhupada ki jai. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishtaye Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ram Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Vijay Sunnavad Panchan Chadestarne. Reading from Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 1, Observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Verse number 1, we'll probably go up to 5 verses.
That person, new person.
Yeah. धृतराष्ट्रवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयोत्सवः मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव किम् अकुर्वत सञ्जय। धृतराष्ट्रवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयोत्सवः मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव किम् अकुर्वत सञ्जय। धृतराष्ट्रवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयोत्सवः मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव किम् अकुर्वत सञ्जय। Word to word. Dhritarashtravacha. King Dhritarashtra said, Dharmakshetre, in the place of pilgrimage, Kurukshetre, in the place named Kurukshetra, Samaveta, assembled, Yutsavaha, desiring to fight, Mamaka, my party, sons, Pandava, the sons of Pandu, Cha, and Eva, certainly, Kim, what, Akurvata, did they do, Sanjaya, O Sanjaya. Translation by Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Gopal Ki Jai. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? Repeat. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? Verse number 2. Sanjay Vacha Drushtva tu Pandavanikam Vyudam Duryodhanastadha Acharyam Upasangamya Raja Vachanam Abravit. Sanjay Uvacha Drushtva tu Pandavanikam Vyudam Duryodhanasthatha Acharyamupasanghamya Dracha Vachanam Abravit. Sanjay Uvacha Drushtva tu Pandavanikam Vyudam Duryodhanasthatha Acharyam Upasangamya Raja Vachanamabravit. Sanjay said, Društva, after seeing two, but Pandava Anikam, the soldiers of the Pandavas, Yudham, arranged in a military phalanx. Duryodhana, King Duryodhana, Tada at that time, Acharyam, the teacher, Upasangamya, approaching, Raja, the king, Vachanam, words, Abravit, spoke. Translation by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sanjay said, O king, after looking over the army arranged in a military formation by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhana went to his teacher and spoke the following words. Repeat. Sanjay said, O king, after looking over the army arranged in a military formation by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhana went to his teacher and spoke the following words. Verse number 3. पश्यैतां पाण्डुपुत्राणाम् आचार्यमहतीं च मूम् व्यूधम् द्रुपदपुत्रेण तव शिष्येन धीमता पश्यैतां पाण्डुपुत्राणाम् आचार्यमहतीं च मूम् व्यूधम् द्रुपदपुत्रेण तव शिष्येन धीमता पश्य behold etam this Panduputranam of the sons of Pandu Acharya O teacher Mahatim, great, Chamum, military force, Vyudham, arranged, Drupada Putrena, by the son of Drupada, Tava, your Sishyena, disciple, Dhimata, very intelligent. Translation by Sri Prabhupada. O my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada. O my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada. Verse number 4. अत्र सूरमहेश्वासा भीमार्जुनसमायुधि युधानो विराटश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः अत्र सूरमहेश्वासा भीमार्जुनसमायुधि युधानो विराटश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः अत्र सूरमहेश्वासा भीमार्जुनसमायुधि युधानो विराटश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः atra here sura heroes mahe ishu asha mighty woman bhimarjuna to bhima and arjuna sama equal yudhi in the fight yudhana virata cha also drupada cha also maharatah great fighter. Translation by Prabhupada. Here in this army are many heroic bowmen equal in fighting to Bhima and Arjuna, great fighters like Yudhana, Virata, and Drupada. Here in this army are many heroic bowmen equal in fighting to Bhima and Arjuna, great fighters like Yudhana, Virata, and Drupada. दृष्टकेतुश्चेकितानः काशीराजश्च वीर्यवान् पुरुजित्कुन्तिभोजश्च सैभ्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः दृष्टकेतुश्चेकितानः काशीराजश्च वीर्यवान् पुरुजित्कुन्तिभोजश्च सैभ्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः दृष्टकेतुश्चेकितानः काशीराजश्च वीर्यवान् पुरुजित्कुन्तिभोजश्च सैभ्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः Drushtaketu, Chekitana, Kazi Raja, Cha, also, Viryavan, very powerful, Purujit, Kunti Bhoja, Cha and Saibya, Cha and Narapungava, hero in human society. Translation by Sri Prabhupada. There are also great heroic powerful fighters like Drushtaketu, Chekitana, Kasi Raja, Purujit, Kunti Bhoja and Saibya. There are also great heroic powerful fighters like Drushtaketu, Chekitana, Kasiraja, Purujit, Kunti Bhoja and Sahibya. Verse number 6. युधामन्युश्च विक्रान्त उत्तमौजश्च वीर्यवान् सौभद्रो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्व एव महारथाः युधामन्युश्च विक्रान्त उत्तमौजाश्च वीर्यवान् सौभद्रो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्व एव महारथाः युधामन्युश्च विक्रान्त उत्तमौजश्च वीर्यवान् सौभद्रो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्व एव महारथाः युधामन्यु च and vikranta mighty uttama cha and viryavan very powerful Saubhadra the son of Subhadra Draupadeya the sons of Draupadi cha and survey all eva certainly Maharada great chariot fighters translation by Sri Prabhupada. They are mighty Yudamanyu, the very powerful Uttamaoja, the son of Subhadra, and the sons of Draupadi. All these warriors are great chariot fighters. Please repeat. There are mighty Udamanyu, the very powerful Uttamoja, the son of Subhadra, and the sons of Draupadi. All these warriors are great chariot fighters. The last verse, we'll try to understand. अस्माकं तु विशिष्टा ये तान् निबोध द्विजोत्तमा नायका मम सैन्यस्य संघ्नार्थं तान् ब्रवीमि ते अस्माकं तु विशिष्टा ये तान् निबोध द्विजोत्तमा नायका मम सैन्यस्य संघ्नार्थं तान् ब्रवीमि ते अस्माकं तु विशिष्टा ये तान् निबोध द्विजोत्तमा नायका मम सैन्यस्य संघ्नार्थं तान् ब्रवीमि ते Asmakam, our, two, but Visishta, especially powerful, A, who, Tan, them, Niboda, just take note of, be informed, Dvija Uttama, O best of the Brahmanas, Nayaka, captains, Mama, my, Sainyasya, of the soldiers, Sangnardam, for information, Tan, them, Bravimi, I am speaking, Te, to you. Translation by Prabhupada. But for your information, O best of the Brahmanas, let me tell you about the captains who are especially qualified to lead my military force. Please repeat. But for your information, O best of the Brahmanas, let me tell you about the captains who are especially qualified to lead my military force. There is a continuation. Okay, we'll continue further. भवान् भीष्मश्च कर्णश्च कृपश्च समितिञ्जयः अश्वत्थामा विकर्णश्च सौमदत्तिस्तथैव च भवान् भीष्मश्च कर्णश्च कृपश्च समितिञ्जयः अश्वत्थामा विकर्णश्च सौमदत्तिस्तथैव च भवान् भीष्मश्च कर्णश्च कृपश्च समितिञ्जयः अश्वत्थामा विकर्णश्च सौमदत्तिस्तथैव च There are personalities like you, Bhishma, Karna, Krupa, Ashwadhama, Vikarna, and son of Somadatta, called Bhurishrava, who are always victorious in battle. There are personalities like you, Bhishma, Karna, Krupa, Ashwadhama, Vikarna, the son of Somadatta, called Bhurishrava, who are always victorious in battle. Verse number 9. Yeah, with that we can stop. अन्ये च बहवः सूरा मदर्दे त्यक्तजीविताः नानाशस्त्रप्रहरणा सर्वे युद्धविशारदा अन्ये च बहवः सूरा मदर्दे त्यक्तजीविताः नानाशास्त्रप्रहरणा सर्वे युद्धविशारदा अन्ये others च also बहवः in great numbers sura heroes, Matarde, for my sake, Tyakta Jivita, prepared to risk life. Nana, many, Sastra, weapons, Praharana, equipped with survey, all of them, Yuddha Visharada, experienced in military science. Translation by Sri Prabhupada. There are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. All of them are well equipped with different kinds of weapons and all are experienced in military science. There are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. All of them are well equipped with different kinds of weapons and all are experienced in military science. You can understand this. We'll try to understand. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Grim Yatkrupa Tamham Vande Sri Gurum Denatarin. परमानंद माधवम श्री चैतन्य वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। श्री रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। So, in the introduction, we have covered Sri Prabhupada is describing the spirit of Gita, how one should take, like when you go to pharmacy, on the label, the prescription is there on the label, how one should take, like that, that spirit is mentioned. And then the purpose of Gita, what is the purpose? Delivering the mankind from the science, ignorance, and then the inquiry, obviously, to understand actual, we have to make proper inquiries. And 5 truths of Gita. This is the sambandha gnan. So this is the third aspect. There are 6 aspects in the introduction. Prabhupada almost 20 pages or so. So, but these are spirit of Gita, purpose of Gita, 5 truths of Gita: Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, Karma. So these are mentioned. Those are called sambandha gnan. Sambandha gnan means relationship between the living entity and the Supreme Lord, and the material energy, and how material energy works, all that. And then the epistemology are describing how Vaishnava, how a devotee receives things, how he understands the knowledge, how he receives things, how to know things, how to receive knowledge, what is the evidence, what is the pramana. So this is called epistemology, Vaishnava epistemology. So this is the fourth aspect. And then the fifth aspect is results. What will be the result when you follow this? So that is a prayojan. After knowing the sambandha, what will be the prayojan? What will be the result? And then abhideya, and then practice, how to attain that result. So attaining the supreme, as Sir Prabhupada mentions, or Lord Krishna mentions in attaining the supreme chapter. One who remembers Anta Kale cha Mameva Smaran Mukta Kalevram Yap Prayas Samadbhavam Yatinasti Atra Samsaya. Yam Yam Vapi Smaran Bhavam Tajit Ante Kalevram Tam Tam Evaiti Kaunte Sada Tat Bhava Bhavita. So, how to attain it? That is the result. And then the practice. That is also very, very important. 2 verses will quote. The very important verses for the practice. अभ्यास योग युक्तेन चेतसा नान्य गामिना याति पार्था अनुचिंतयन्. So one must practice it regularly, consistently, every day. So then you can attain the supreme final exam. So these are the 6 main topics are discussed in the introduction of Gita. Now, this chapter 1 is titled as what is the title? Observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, are also called Sainya Darshan. Another title also is given Arjuna Vishada Yoga. So this has been the discussion between the Vyasdev's disciple Vaisampayana describing to Maharaj Janameja. This is in Mahabharata, part of the greater history of India. So within that, this comes in Bhishma Parva, chapter 25. So now this chapter has 46 verses. In the whole Bhagavad Gita, Dhritarashtra has only one verse, and very crucial verse, which is Dhritarashtra Vacha Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yutsava Mamaka Pandavas Cheva Kim Akurvata Sanjaya. And assembled on the battlefield, my sons is differentiating, and Pandavas, my sons and Pandavas, what did they do? So he has a great doubt, because this is happening in where? We will come to that, but that is only one verse, Dhritarashtra, whole Bhagavad Gita, very crucial verse. In this chapter, Sanjay has and Arjuna has pretty much same 23 verses Sanjay has, and then Arjuna has 22 verses. So In between, Sanjay is speaking, but Duryodhana is actually speaking in the third verse or so. When Dhritarashtra asked the question, and Sanjay immediately started speaking and making him happy by calling out that your son, Raja, king, about to be a king. And then he describes how, but he is so fearful. He goes to Dronacharya, commander in chief, and discusses. And so that those are the verses we chanted. In some places, it is called also Duryodhana Gita. 11 or so verses from 3 to 13. Uh, but overall, 46 verses. And the sections, in one way to look at is 1 to 23 are you can name it as 1 to 27. 1 to 27 can be named as introductory verses. This is the Bhishma Parva because before the actual Gita, the whole conversation between Arjuna and Krishna can happen. These introductory verses are given because directly can't jump. There should be some context. So that is the introductory was 1 to 27. Or in another way that can be divided also as 1 to 13, preparing for battle. So that's why you'll see that Duryodhana describing who is there on Pandava's side and who is there on his side. That description is there, preparation for battle. And then 14 to 20, and you will see the signs of victory. So that is the next section within that main subsection of introductory verse or preparation for war. If you call the first chapter, two sections, first section is Arjuna looking at the whole army and Duryodhana looking at the whole army. So both are preparation for war, the whole 1 to 27. And within that, you see subsection preparing for battle 1 to 13, and then 14 to 20 is signs of victory, and then 21 to 27 is Bhakta Vatsal. Lord Achyuta is being called out, name. Lord Krishna is so is very favorable to devotee and is very much devoted to his devotees, to the devotees, Bhakta Vatsal. So that's that is called out. So that is the 21 to 20. These are three sections under the preparation for battle or introductory verses in the first section, first main subsection section. And the second section is Arjuna's doubts, Arjuna's reasons for not fighting. So Arjuna's not want to fight. So that is the our bewilderment of speech of Arjuna, or Arjuna falls into Maya. So you can call different ways, but it's a more or less same point. So this is the second section. So if you detail look at, there are four sections. First section we divide into three, and the last. In this way, there is four sections are there. So now you have to look at now the whole Bhagavad Gita is 18 chapters. Interestingly, the first 6 chapters predominantly talking about Nishkama Karma Yoga. How to understand out of 5 subject matters, karma is not eternal in the introduction. How to transform that material activity into spiritual activity, and then change that. So, in order to do that, so one must know what is karma. So that is stressed out after explaining the body and soul, Sankhya Yoga, detailing of the body and soul. Lord Krishna stresses the importance of the karma on the platform underlying foundation is bhakti. That has been described. But the main stress of the Nishkama Karma Yoga, gradually bringing the point of karma to Nishkama Karma and Nishkama Karma Yoga. One must perform duty without attachment. So, in connection with the Supreme Lord, that is the whole first 6 chapters. Bhakti is underlying, quotient is there. So that's why there is you are putting foundation as bhakti, but you are performing mostly duty. But slowly, gradually, you start performing duty, which is religious, and then gradually you will become detached from the results because foundation Krishna is there, bhakti is there, little bit tinge. It's not pure, but so that is the first 6 chapters. Nishkam Karma Yoga is the main stress focus. First 6 chapters. It is like a jewelry box. We'll come to that. The last 6 chapters are morely a Gnana Yoga is mentioned. How to be. First 6 chapters are more of a karma because you have attachments. You want something to accumulate, and you want some enjoyment, all that. So that for that you have to work. And then the last 6 chapters, you can work, but at the same time, detach from result, but at the same time, how to be internally also detached. You need knowledge. More knowledge to be detached. So, Nishkama Karma Yoga you perform, but still you need a lot more knowledge to actually detach from all the things, all the bondage, from even the within the subtle way. Gross figure, you may be detached. You may be sitting in some place where you are not attached to anything, but still the mind is thinking of so many things of past lives. So the Jnana Yoga is very important. How to be detached internally. That last 6 chapters. But foundation is bhakti again. That jnana is to understand our relationship, understand everything in relation with Krishna, Shastra, through Shastra. Then the middle 6 chapters is actually bhakti. So first and last also has karma and jnana, nishkam karma yoga, jnana yoga, but still bhakti is foundation is there. Bhakti is still there, a little bit, not pure. And the middle 6 chapters completely, gradually from Mishra Bhakti to pure Bhakti is been detailed out. In this way, 18 chapters. So these are explained as the jewelry box. These 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita is explained as jewelry box. The bottom portion of the jewelry box is the Karma Yoga. The top portion is considered as a Jnana Yoga. And then when you open, inside is Bhakti Yoga, the real jewel. So is inside. So, and then how do you open? You need keys to open the jewelry box. Those keys are 2 verses in Bhagavad Gita, very, very important, prominent verses. Actually, very, very important. One verse, if you want to talk about the whole Bhagavad Gita is Manmanava Madbhakto Madhyajimam Namaskuru Mame Vaisya Satyante Pratijane Priyosime in 9th chapter, most confidential knowledge chapter. Very, very important. 4 things. Become my devotee, worship me, uh, worship me, become my offer obeisance to me, and think of me. Think of become my devotee, offer obeisance to me, worship me. These 4 things. So these 4 things must be done. Same verse repeated in 18th chapter also because it's so important. Manmanava madbhakto madhyajimam namaskramami vaisya yuktayam atmanam matparayam. So that's why it is important. This is the key. If you want to understand bhakti, then you have to perform this. Underlying always Krishna. If you want to understand Bhagavad Gita and to develop relationship with Krishna, you want the guidance from Krishna, like the Pandavas did, then you need always the key. These 4 things you have to constantly, consistently do it regularly again and again. Otherwise, you won't be able to actually understand Bhagavad Gita, understand how to practice it. Neither you cannot attain it. So, and the second verse, second key is Sarvadharman Paritidya Mam Ekam Saranam Raja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshaisyami Masucha. These 2 verses are the 2 keys in order to open. Sometimes, I don't know if you know, Tijori is there. You have one key. Inside, within that, there is the most important thing is there. In between, second box is there. That is another key is there. So it is like that. These 2 keys are very important keys. Then you can unlock the power actually, the Bhakti, Sarva Dharma. And so why it is important? Because Manmanava Bhakta is actually you are doing something to Lord. You are offering something. You are worshipping, becoming His devotee. So and offering obeisance. All these are your body, mind, senses. Body, mind, words. Kayena vacha manase buddhi. Manase buddhya prakrite swabhavat karod yat sakalam parasmaya narayana samapayami. That verse is mentioned in many different ways in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. But then with what attention, with what mood, what characteristic, what behavior we do that. That is important. That's when the Sarvadharman Parichitya comes. So that Sarvadharman Parichitya means first you surrender. So that's why this chapter Bhagavad Gita also very important. Preparation for battle is so important even for the students. So the Bhagavad Gita has all kinds of angles of vision. Preparation must be there. So one must prepare if somebody is the students. They are going through, especially from 10th grade to intermediate. They have to write SAT or in India, different exams in all everywhere to get to the next level. You have to write exams, or for that matter, even further, you go to MD, masters or PhDs. For everywhere, there is exams. So you have to prepare properly and always under the guidance. So that's why there's a preparation for battle. So that is before actual Kurukshetra war happened. There are preparation on Duryodhana's side. There is preparation Kaurava's side and Pandava's side. And Lord Krishna has given enough trials Lord Krishna personally, before that, Lord Krishna personally went Akrura. Lord Krishna sent Akrura to as a messenger to make the peace to Dhritarashtra. He didn't listen. Rather, Akrura told, Lord Krishna doesn't want it, this war. Why don't you give village, 5 villages? He didn't listen, Akrura. So that's why always for preparation for the work, preparation for the IT work, preparation for the business, preparation for the students, exams, preparation for anything, always you must have some meditation, contemplation. What you want to achieve, and whether it's beneficial for me or not, because sometimes parents push the kids, study this, medicine, study this, study that, or sometimes kids themselves, because by seeing others comparison. But really, is it beneficial? Especially the Krishna has to be under the background, in the background. Our foundation Krishna has to be there and his devotees. When you have that, then you know, then you look at the goal, whether is it really beneficial. And then always, during the preparation of this battle, Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra, whom they have taken the guidance from all their, Shakuni and all others. They haven't taken guidance from any devotees. Neither Lord Krishna sent Akrura. They didn't listen. Dhritarashtra didn't listen. Dhritarashtra told, when Krishna becomes happy with me, Krishna really change my heart. Then I will accept this. Right now, I am not in a position. I cannot accept this. Even though it is true, what you are telling is true, correct. I shouldn't fight. I should give these villages because originally it belongs to him. Because when uh, Dhritarashtra was blind. Originally, he was the elder supposed to rule, but he was blind, so that's why he cannot rule. Then he has been given to Pandu. Now Pandu died early. Now he thinks, oh, I didn't get it in the first place. Now it is the time. Why should I allow Pandavas? They are small, so he was taking care. Then he decided, now controversy, conspiracy. So Dhritarashtra thought, no, so they are the child, so I should rule. I didn't get before, and my son should rule. And this motivation is there. This concept, this is called jealousy. So that's the first chapter. We'll come to that, but before that, it's very important. This preparation for anything, for devotional service, for the studying the scriptures, for the students, this preparation is very important. Always should be under the guidance. Always. So as Allah for Pandavas, all the Daumya was guiding. Always from childhood they were being guided with Daumya. Vidura is being guiding. Vyasadev is guiding. Narada Muni is guiding. Various sages are always guiding wherever they were in Virata kingdom or before on the forest. Every time they are being guided by so many personalities. And Lord Krishna also personally there. Akrura has been sent. Lord Krishna personally went to the Duryodhana, meet Duryodhana. There they tried to bind Krishna. Krishna showed universal form. Still they didn't learn lesson. So that's why they Drustvatu Pandavanikam. That verse is very important. With what vision you see, that's why you prepare for things. You want to prepare for battle, or you want to prepare for the exams, or scripture study, or you want for whatever reason. But the ultimate, what is the end goal? Whether it is beneficial, is it aligned with Shastra and Sadhu and Guru? Is it beneficial in the long run? How much time I will be able to, I will be spending my time by taking this up, whether it will be beneficial. Because sometimes you want to become a doctor, all right, or you want to take up something, or you want to do business, multiple things, multiple jobs, multiple. Whether is it really beneficial? My lifetime is sucked away. You will not even have proper time to think. So that's why you should always have second opinion. Mhm. Pandavas always had taken, but Duryodhana had taken wrong opinion. Dhritarashtra was in the wrong opinion. So even when Krishna personally was there, they couldn't even understand because they are never being guided. They are not religious. The foundation itself is weak, so things are falling apart. You are doing preparation, but without having a proper foundation, that what you are supposed to prepare, what is the main points you have to prepare, main subject matter for the exam, how you should prepare. That you should take guidance, whether for SAT or PhD or doctor. It's a long journey. You have even for devotion to attain Krishna, it's not so easy. It's for simple heart, those who are simple, it's very easy. But those who are complicated, life is complicated, then it's a difficult thing. So that's why we require a lot of guidance, practical guidance, and always constant guidance, as Pandavas did throughout their life. So in this case also. So Pandavas has been taken guidance, but Duryodhana Dhritarashtra has taken wrong guidance, and then that's why they couldn't understand Akrura's message. They couldn't understand Lord Krishna's message, and then even further to that matter, then even Karna, before even the war began, Karna is being called by Krishna. And a separate meeting was there, private meeting. So then Lord Krishna told, actually, you are the also brothers, Pandavas. You are also one of the brother, and I am telling you right now, you can take the kingdom, you can rule. Draupadi is ready to take you. You will also, she will also be your wife, and you will be able to get the kingdom. You will, they all will follow you. So all that is, Lord Krishna talked privately with Karna that this is your opportunity. And then Karna understood. Karna, what he told, this is what the problem is. Problem is this: our practice, our preparation, all these things on basis of society, morality, uh, some economic development. But this is not the actual foundation. When you don't have a proper foundation, then things will collapse, whether now or after some time. It won't stay. It cannot stay because the foundation is not solid. So unwanted creep. That's why the first verse is very significant, where Viswanath Chakravarti Thakur, Baldev Vidyabhushan, and Srila Prabhupada also commenting on the same point. The comparison is given that it's like a paddy field. The grains are there. The Pandavas are like the rice grains, white grains, and then these Kauravas are like the sea weeds. Weeds are growing. Then this is happening in the Dharma Kshetra, on the place of pilgrimage. So, and automatically, Lord Krishna is the Dharma personified. He is the one overseeing. So, weeds will be taken away. Like these Kauravas will be taken away. And obviously, rice will grow nicely. So, and then another commentary, these are like the white seeds are Pandavas, and then the black seeds, Syama, these are Duryodhana Kauravas are compared with black seeds, black weeds. And then the gardener, in this case is Lord Krishna, and the assistance Lord Krishna is giving, because he didn't take directly in the war, but he is giving guidance. And various others are guiding. The demigod, the Agni was giving the chariot, and then the Chitraratha has given the quivers, and then Varuna has given the also some of the Gandiva bow and a few other things. Like that, various demigods has given. Lord Shiva has given some. So like that, various everybody is helping, assisting. This assistance is also very important. So that's why we have to take the right assistance. We have to be guided. So in this way, then actually these black seeds, black weeds are being taken away, and then the because gardener is Krishna, and the pouring that assistance is like watering the root in order for it to grow. And then this rice plant will nicely grow, and the weeds are taken away because gardener is Lord Krishna personally. Personally is guiding. So that's why Pandavas became victorious, because when you have preparation but you don't have the proper guidance and you don't know the end goal, and it is not based on the Shastra and Sadhu and Guru, no religious principles. So here Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana not based, because they didn't follow the Akrura's message, they didn't follow, and then morality is going on basis of society. So especially the meeting of Karna and Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna explained the whole detail nicely. This is your chance, last chance. That this is the time. And then what did Karna said? No, I have nothing. No one was there. And actually Duryodhana helped me. They became like my mother and father. And he gave me the kingdom. And I am being taken care by everything. Now I cannot give up. Because till now that means I am becoming immoral. See that. So that Krishna personally guiding is telling the actual dharma, and he understood also what you are telling is right. But I cannot do it. I cannot do it. Because then that means I am a coward. I am running away. Who has helped me now? So that's why we have to take the long view, the holistic picture. It's not today or tomorrow for 10 years, 20 years, what job I am going to get. I'll get a lot of money or this or that. But what is the end goal? What you are going to attain it? And whether you live life successfully, especially the eternal benefit is going to be there. And your family is going to get eternal benefit. These things has to be considered. When you will consider, only when you have proper guidance, then you can consider. You think peacefully. all these things. Otherwise, you are always in rush. There is no actual real preparation. Proper preparation is not there. So that's a so the contemplation, meditation, absorption, recollection, these things are there because the Sravana is always, that's why the detail hearing is what do you call, scrutinizingly studying, or hearing with rapt attention submissiveness means this is what it is. Then it will lead to, when there is no submissiveness, when there is no proper guidance, and the foundation is missing, as Lord Krishna is stressing this point. So that's why it is so important. So for Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra, then what will come? When things are done on the basis of morality or the society, what society does, what my friends does, what others do, then because they are doing, they are getting nice jobs, so then I should also take up. But what is your swabhav? What is your character? Whether it will fit for your quality or not, because others have taken this business doesn't mean that you are going to jump into that business, you are going to attain it. No, it is not good. So that's why the students and the parents has to properly guide the kids, children in this, the association also. Whom they associate? It's not that they should always associate with a very bright student, but the bright student also could be with having a wrong direction. Hmm. She could be, but for what? For what is the purpose? He should have a proper guidance. So that's why he should be guided, even if he is following bright student, but he should be always guided by another, especially sadhu, shastra, and guru, especially by a devotee teacher. So ideally, guardian. So that's why you have even in the school, because there are school teachers. You have in, especially in high school, middle school, there is a guidance counselor. Even though you have a teacher, you have a the school president, all these, but there is a guidance counselor to give the guidance for various things. So like that, in everywhere it is there like that. The guidance is always there. But if you want to take, if you don't want to take guidance, I'm good, then no one can help. So for devotional practice, especially, this is very important. Guidance has to be taken. We should always solicit the opinion, even though we may know this was the opinion. This is the how it is done. Narada Muni has done it. Sanatana Goswami has done it. Sanatana Goswami always, all the six Goswamis always under the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and other devotees. So that's how we should always take the opinions, especially the advanced devotees, and always and follow this kind of process for the practice. Then it will be helpful. So that's why in this verse, first verse, Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, Dhritarashtra is speaking, but Mother Saraswati, there it is mentioned that Mother Saraswati is using, even Duryodhana is speaking from verse number 3 to 12, it is Duryodhana Gita. There, Acharyas explain that Mother Saraswati has used these words just like if you put salt in the water, salt mixes. You can't see. Same way, even though they are speaking, but everything of Gita from verse number 1 to last verse, everything is very, very beneficial. So, because even though they spoke it, but it came out in a exactly in an eternal beneficial way. Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, Samaveta, Yutsa, Mamaka, Pandava, Shiva, Kim Akurva, Sanjay. What did they do when they assembled in the battlefield? So, the that's why there it is mentioned that unwanted plants will be wiped out. Lord Krishna has been, he tried his best. Lord Krishna is giving various trials. So when things won't work out, then Lord Krishna's final choice, he wants to bring all of them together. Those who defy the order of authority, defy the his principles, so Shastra and Sadhu and Guru, bring them all them together and paritranaya sadhuna vinasaya chatushkutam. So that is what is happening here on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Even though he's been given, Karna has been told, Duryodhana has been told, Dhritarashtra has been told by Vidura, by Vyasdev, by many others. But no, because when you have a wrong association, when your pious credits are done, especially Bhakti Unmukha Sukriti, then even if devotees are instructing, right guidance is given, then it doesn't sink in. Because constantly you are in unwanted association. So that's why we have to be careful whom we associate with, whom you take guidance from, what kind of foundation we have. So this is very important principles we understand from Duryodhana. Always assessing. Here Duryodhana is also assessing. So even though clearly Karna understood, but still he has taken. Even Bhishma Pitama also, but two reasons are there. Bhishma and Drona also understood. Not only now, before even the war happened, Virata Parva, when they went, Duryodhana wanted even to break that, 13th year exile. When they went, Duryodhana went with all this Bhishma and Drona to fight Virat, understanding they are there. And then Arjuna came in disguise with Uttar Kumar, Virata's son. Then they came to fight, and then Arjuna almost ending their Ajnatavas. Then Arjuna fought like valiantly. He put the arrows in such a way that Bhishma, the helmet is gone, their chariot driver is gone. Same thing with Dronacharya. They took the so many bows, everything is finished. No, and Duryodhana couldn't move. Say, almost pretty much, but he offered obeisances by arrow, delivering 2 arrows. Dronacharya understood, Bhishma Pitama understood, this is Arjuna, this can't be anybody else. This twining the Gandiva bow sound, everything understood. Such a valiant fighter. Then they could understand that they know that Bhishma Drona knows that this victory is theirs because this is a Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra. This is a where place of pilgrimage. That's why Dhritarashtra has a doubt. When things are happening on the place of pilgrimage, righteous place, Kurukshetra, even now they perform. Or Acharya is also giving the commentary. So that they are performing. This place is the righteous place. That's why Kurukshetra Dharma Acharya. So that's why there can't be any result will be auspicious for those who are righteous. So that's why in this first verse is describing how one should practice and how one should have the proper foundation, so that we can uh, understand this. We can attain actually the ultimate goal of attaining Krishna. Now, in this further, I think I should describe the Gita Mahatmya. It's also very nice pastime is there. For each chapter, there is a Gita Mahatmya, Mahatmya of a chapter. This chapter 1, Gita Mahatmya, where Mother Parvati is asking questions to Lord Shiva, and then Lord Shiva is describing, relating the incident of conversation between Mother Lakshmi and Lord Vishnu of this chapter 1. Parvati asked, my dear husband, you know all the transcendental truth. By your mercy, I have heard the glories of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. O Lord, now I long to hear from you the glories of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which was spoken by Lord Krishna, by hearing which one's devotion to Lord Krishna increases. Lord Shiva replied, that person whose body is the color of the dark rain cloud, whose carrier is the king of Garuda, and who is lying on Ananta, a thousand-headed serpent, that is Lord Vishnu, whose glories have no limit. I am always worshipping my dear Parvati. Once after Lord Vishnu had killed the demon Mura, he is resting peacefully on Anantasesh, and the bestower of all good fortune of the universe, Sri Lakshmi, respectfully inquired from him, Bhagavan, you are the controller and maintainer of the whole universe, but you are sleeping unhappily on this ocean of milk. What is the reason? Lord Vishnu said, my dear Lakshmi, I am not sleeping, but I am watching how wonderfully my energy is working. Parasta Shaktir Vividheva Sruyate Swabhavaki Jnana Balakres. His energies, especially external energy, marginal energy, we are marginal energy, external energy is Prakriti, and internal energy, which is his own Shakti, Radharani and the Gopi. It is by this wonderful energy of mine by which I am controlling all things that remain separate. And it is by remembering these divine activities of mine that the great devotees and yogis manage to free themselves from the wheel of birth and death and attain the transcendental nature of mind, which is eternal, free from all qualities. Lakshmi said, oh, control of things. You are the goal of meditation of great yogis. Nothing can go again without you, and yet you are separate. You are the cause of creation maintenance. And so now further, well, Lord Vishnu said, my dear Lakshmi, the workings of my multifold energies and how to become free from the bond of birth and death or attain my eternal nature can only be understood by one of pure intelligence who has an inclination to render service unto me. This transcendental intelligence is fully explained in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Lakshmi inquired, my dear Lord, if you yourself are amazed by the workings of your energies and are ever trying to fathom their limit, how is it possible that the Bhagavad Gita can describe those unlimited energies of yours, how to cross over them and attain transcendental nature? Lord Vishnu said, I myself have manifested in the form of Bhagavad Gita. Please understand that first 5 chapters are my 5 heads. The next 10 chapters are my 10 arms. And the 16th chapter is my stomach. The last 2 chapters are my lotus feet. In this way, you should understand the transcendental deity of the Bhagavad Gita. Srimad Bhagavatam is also known Bhagavad Gita because it is spoken by Lord Krishna. So that's why it is like the flute sound. How Lord Brahma has been given transcendental knowledge through his flute sound, entered into the heart. So No difference. Lord Krishna playing the flute or speaking directly from the mouth, no difference. Uh, and that intelligent man who daily recites one chapter or even one sloka, one half sloka, or at least one quarter sloka will attain the same position as Susharma attained. Lakshmi inquired, who was Susharma? What class did he belong to? What destination did he attain? Lord Vishnu said, my dear Lakshmi, Susharma was a very wicked and most sinful man. Although he was born in a Brahmana family, uh, and his family had no Vedic knowledge, and he only took pleasure from hurting others. He never engaged in chanting of my names, in giving charity, or receiving gifts. In fact, he never performed any pious activities. For his livelihood, he collected leaves and sold them in a bazaar. He especially enjoyed drinking wine and eating flesh. In this way, he passed his life. One day, that foolish Usarma has gone to the garden of one sage for collecting leaves. When a snake came and bit him, he died. After his death, he was cast into many hells where he suffered for a long time, after which he attained the body of a bull. That bull was purchased by a crippled man who engaged him in his service. For about 7 or 8 years, he was carrying extremely heavy loads. One day, that crippled man had piled a very heavy load onto the back of his bull. Very quickly, he was forcing that bull along when suddenly the bull fell over and became unconscious. Many persons gathered there to see what was happening. Feeling sorry for that bull, one pious man bestowed upon that bull the results of some of his pious activities. That's why we sometimes when somebody is sick, we offer. We offer on their name. We chant extra rounds and all. This is important activity. We should be compassionate for others. For a spiritual master also we offer 50% when he is not well to offer. He doesn't need anything from us, but it is our duty as a disciple to serve, to request the Lord to take our 50% of our, Tulsi Pradakshina or extra rounds chanting, nursing prayers, like that we chant. 50% of the results, like Ekadasi, result 50% we offer to a spiritual master for his quick recovery. It is for our own gratitude. He doesn't need anything from us. Many persons gathered there to see what was happening. So, seeing that other persons standing there started remembering their pious activities and offered the results of some of those activities to that bull. In that crowd, there was also one prostitute who did not know if she had ever performed any pious activity. But seeing everyone else offering their pious credit to that bull, she also offered the results of any pious activity she might have performed. After that, the bull died and was taken to the abode of Yamaraj, the god of death. There, Yamaraj informed him, you are now free from the reactions of all your previous sinful deeds due to the pious credits given to you by that prostitute. Then he took birth in a very high Brahmana family. In that birth, he was able to remember his past lives. After many days, he decided to search out that prostitute who had been the cause of freeing him from his hellish situation. After he had found and introduced himself to that lady, he inquired from her, what are the pious activities performed by you, the fruits of which freed me from hellish situation? The prostitute replied to him, my dear sir, in that cage is one parrot which recites something every day. Hearing that recitation, my heart has become completely pure. The results of hearing that recitation I had given to you. Thereafter, they both inquired from the parrot about the recitation. That parrot, remembering his previous life, started to narrate his history. Previously, I had been a very learned Brahmana, but due to my pride, I used to insult other learned persons. I was also extremely jealous. This is the first chapter. First chapter of Bhagavad Gita, you will see along with the preparation I discussed. Jealousy, enviousness, diplomacy, kutinati, all these unwanted enviousness, jealousy, the how the material world society runs most of the time. This is what it is among the family members also, extended family, society, same organizations, everywhere the same thing. If I have, if you have it, I don't have it. I don't want to. I will not allow you to have it. This is jealousy. So the enviousness, you shouldn't have it at all. If somebody has, then I will be crying for it. So this enviousness is there. The jealousy, enviousness, diplomacy. Duryodhana was diplomatically. He was talking with Bhishma, Drona. He's completely diplomatic. He doesn't have any actually affection. He wants to save himself. He wants to win the war. And the way he was talking to, sometimes he's putting Bhishma in the front, and then immediately Drona may think, oh, he's talking about me. I don't need. He doesn't need me. Then immediately he's telling, no, we have exalted great warriors. First, he's mentioning his name, Dronacharya, because he mentioned before Bhishma. Then he may be hurt in feelings. And he also mentions Vikarna, because when Vikarna is ready to jump to Pandava's side. So he was the one who was actually didn't like Draupadi disrobed and all. So that's it. Duryodhana is very diplomatic. For his goal, end goal is being diplomatic. This kind of behavior is not big no. In devotion service, diplomatic behavior is not going to work. If you try it, then Krishna is the first one to notice, and spiritual master will know. Automatically, they will know this behavior will not work at all. So our progress is checked, and so we will be checked. So that's why we have to remove this diplomatic behavior. It's not going to work in devotion service. So we cannot receive mercy if we have this diplomatic behavior. So here we see that pride. This also is another big roadblock in devotion service. Pride. So however great, however number of experience, years experience, this pride will always bring us down in devotion service. We can't receive mercy. That's why the mother of devotion, Trinada Pisunuchena, always meek and humble. Then pride cannot be exist. I used to insult other learned person. I was also extremely jealous. And after I died, I was cast into so many hells. And after a long time of suffering, I achieved this body of a parrot. Due to my past sinful activities, my mother and father died while I was baby. One day, while I was lying on the hot sands with no protection, some rishis saw me and took me to their ashram, put me in a cage. At that same place, the children of those rishis were learning the recitation of first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Srimad Bhagavad, hearing them repeat these slokas, I also started repeating those slokas along with them. Shortly after, one thief stole me from that place and sold me to this pious lady. Lord Vishnu continued, by reciting this first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that parrot had become completely pure. And hearing that recitation, the prostitute also became completely pure. By receiving some of the pious results of hearing that recitation, Susharma also became completely pure. After discussing for some time the glories of first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Susharma returned to his home and the three of them individually engaged in reciting the first chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and very quickly attained the supreme destination, Vaikuntha. Anyone who recites, who hears or studies the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita will very easily cross over the ocean of material miseries and attain the service of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So, in this way, you can understand this importance of Bhagavad Gita. Very, very important. The first verse itself, you can see that the politics, the enviousness, the jealousy, this is the nature of the material world. You cannot avoid it. And spiritual world is completely opposite. This is all transcendental. If at all, if there is jealousy, it is only to competition. Increase in the competition between Chandravali's group, Radharani's group is all transcendental. There is no actually real. They are not envious of each other. They want to actually give pleasure to Krishna. In that way, they compete. But otherwise, there is no. So that's why this is there. Otherwise, all over the world, you go to highest planet, lowest planet, everywhere this enviousness, jealousy, conspiracy, diplomacy, so is there. So that's why this specifically Srimad Bhagavatam begins there. Dharma projito kaitavo atra paramo nirmatsarana. Matsarata means enviousness. That is, it is rejected completely. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha even rejected. Because your people are looking for economic development, enjoyment, happiness, because then they don't care about others. Why people want to? Because today you go to any grocery shop, pretty much most of the times everything things are mixed. They want to get their money. They don't care. Other day they are putting jackfruit. They are putting a making color so that people will buy. Mangoes, fruits. These days artificially ripening. Guava. You'll see that soft. They put whatever they want people to buy it, and this tendency is there in everywhere. So that's why the prices increasing, jacking up the prices. All these things are there because they people don't care what is by getting money in this way, wrong way. Then what will be the result? They are not understanding it. So that's why on the name of society, morality, you are not going to get much. You are not going to get the real benefit. So if you have that basis, you are always guided, and your surrounding circles are all based on this so-called morality, so-called society, without having a proper foundation. Sadhu and Shastra and Guru's foundation is not there. You're not being guided. You are always constantly comparing or the others' material necessities or material needs or their improvement in the society, name, fame, what they have, what I don't have constantly. Rather, you are not comparing on the spiritual, how they are nicely serving, how I can also develop this nice mood. That we are not comparing, but rather we are comparing in the wrong way, constantly on the material anxiety. Obviously, that brings anxiety because constantly you are thinking of material aspects of it. Just like Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra. They were always envious. Duryodhana was always envious of Bhima. That's why that first chapter, first verse is very crucial. How that the Dhritarashtra's consciousness, the behavior, the foundation, everything is so so completely wrong. So that's why obviously the result is completely opposite. So our great personality, he has 11 Akshonis are there. The Pandavas had only 7 were there. Great personalities. Otherwise, nobody can beat Bhishma, Drona. They are great. Even Karna, for that matter. But when the actually dharma personified, when somebody is following sadhu, shastra, and guru, doesn't matter. Even if they are weak, then they will become victorious because they are being guided by the protection of the Lord and his devotees, especially. Because Vidura always were favorable to Pandavas, Vyasdev, all these Daumya, because they are Brahmanas are always favorable to them because they always constantly want to serve them. That's why they didn't feel even any difficulty even in the forest. They didn't feel any difficulty because they are not thinking. They are thinking constant, remembering Krishna. Their practice was like that. Their guidance was like that. So that's their end goal is also like that. They want to attain Krishna, not so much. So that's why Prabhupada is explaining that in these verses, first 1 to 13 verses, it's not that people want to jump to the 18th chapter, people want to jump to middle 6th chapter, or people want to jump to the gopis love, but rather one should understand that every verse of Bhagavad Gita has significance. Everything is in relation with Krishna. Everything is in relation with Krishna. So nirbandhe anasaktasya vishan yatharam upayanjita nirbandhe Krishna sambandhe yukta vairagyam. Everything should be utilized. We don't renounce. We are not a taggy. We are not a bogey. We are not trying to enjoy separately from the Lord, nor we want to renounce things because this home is not good. I want to go to forest, or this job is not good. I want to take up another job or something. No. Ideally, you should simplify the job or take a job that you have enough time, 8 to 10 hours. Okay, all right. But not that every day you work 12 hours, 17 hours, 14 hours. You don't have time for to practice anything. You cannot even think about your own, maintenance properly when you have that. So that's why these things has to consider. But at the same time, we cannot give up because if you give up this, then you will go even when you go to Vrindavan or Mayapur, wherever you go, the mind is not stable because you are not at to reach that level of consciousness. So while going there, also you will do the same. Mind is always revolving. Anxiety is there, always thinking about other things only, not thinking Krishna. So that's why we have to follow. Always take the guidance. So that's why Rupa Goswami is giving anasaktasya vichan yatarham upayanjata nirbandhe Krishna sambandhe yukta vairagya. Wherever we are, we should try to utilize things for the Lord's service, everything as much as possible, more and more. Then it will help us constantly look after. Pray to the Lord, pray to Guru, pray to Sri Prabhupada, and they will give the guidance how to utilize things. Always bring something when you come to the temple, and always try to do some service whenever we come. Even if it's 5 minutes, even bring a water bottle. So whatever, trying to offer a water to a guest, trying to give them a seat, allow them to give a seat. Everything is like first we have to have that. Openness to serve others. When you have that consciousness, then you're always thinking about others. So the serving others, that is a mood or consciousness we should have. Then it will help. Otherwise, it's prapanchikata buddhya hari sambandhi vastuna mumukshu parityago falgu vairagyo gati. This Mayavadi, those who want to renounce. This is material. This jagat is false. This is material. I want to renounce and go. But this is artificial renunciation. So that's why wherever they go, they merge into Brahman, again they fall down. Because there is no variety. Nirbheda Brahmanusandhan, it is called Brahman effulgence. There is no variety. So there is no one to talk to you, there is no one to serve. So because our duty is to serve. No one can sit idle. Everybody wants friends or family or somebody or the other. Because there is always service. One is serving the other. A are serving B, B is serving C. This is constantly, wherever you are, whether you're married or not married, but constantly you have a friend or someone or a dog, something or the other is there. You are constantly serving because service is the nature. Jiver Swarupi Nitya Krishna Das. Das. So that's why before also you may have Das, like you have your name. This is Das Mahapatra, Das from Orissa. But when you get initiation, surrender to spiritual master, that's the real Das is being given because you are no more a master. You are being trying to become enjoyer, but now your position is Das. So that is what the initiation surrender means. You are no more master. You are the actually your master is there. You are no more anotha. You are actually being sheltered by a spiritual master under the guidance of parampara. Now you should take shelter completely and become not become a master, but rather become a servant. How servant behaves in front of the master. Always try to serve. So always submissive and faithfully serve and follow the instructions. So that's how we should. That is what actual initiation means. So because that's what we are trying to do, become a master. Every life we are trying to become a master. So that's why Prapanchikata, Buddhya, Hari Sambandhi Vastu, everything in relation with Krishna. That's why every verse of these names Prabhupada mentions. In Mahabharata, there is a book called, the names of all these people. Every name has been given their history, like Yudhana, Virata, Chekitana, Saibya. Prabhupada is mentioning Sibi. Sibi Chakravarti is famous. So this Saibya is coming from that Sibi family background. Like that, each one, if we explain, then the Bhagavad Gita will be so huge. Prabhupada is writing. And each of them has everything is in connection with Krishna. So that's why that's how we have to look at. Because Krishna has a purpose. He tried to bring as much as possible truth, peace, but they couldn't. They didn't want to. Only Pandavas want to listen, follow. So those then and then whoever did both sides, even some of them joined Pandavas, but both of them have to be killed. Whoever is not in line, Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru, so they all are killed on the battlefield. So that was the aim of Lord Krishna. That was the goal of Lord Krishna. Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya chaturshrutam. So that's why we have to see. That's why in this verse, second verse also, we'll stop here. Drushtva Pandavanikam Vyodam Duryodhanastada Acharya Upasang Raja Vachanam Apurit. Sanjay is seeing this is a discussion between Vaishampayana, disciple of Vyasadeva, and Janamejaya. And then in that, we'll see that Dhritarashtra is speaking. Sanjay being a disciple of Vyasadeva, he got a television within the heart. He's able to see the whole battlefield of Kurukshetra is happening. And he's able to, and then he's relating through Dhritarashtra. Don't worry, your son, about to become a king. Your king is going, approaching your Dronacharya and asking, Paschaitam Panduputrana. There it is mentioned that Drushtvat Pandavanikum. They are seeing, but materially blind, spiritually blind also, Dhritarashtra. Same thing with Duryodhana. Materially blind, materially may not be blind, but covered. Naham Prakash Sarvas is being covered with blindness. Jealousy, enviousness is covered with that. Then he can't see what is what reality, and then spiritually obviously blind. So that automatically, then he doesn't know whom to take guidance and what is the end goal. So how to lead the life and what should be followed, what shouldn't be followed. So that's why he's using these things. These words are being given and comparison is given because of this Virata, that time war, as I mentioned. Arjuna fought Duryodhana and Bhishma Drona had to go back. Despite seeing, they didn't learn lesson. That's why Drustvatu means some people, by seeing others, like thief sees that others are being caught, he himself is gone. First he is seeing others being caught in jail. Still he does not learning lesson by seeing. And sometimes he himself is even caught is in the prison. That means he himself personally experienced. He heard it, he didn't learn lesson. He saw it, he didn't learn lesson. He himself went to the prison, still he didn't learn lesson. And again is going back to the prison. He's thinking this is enjoyment. So this is what is the big problem we have. So this is the chewing the chewed. We are being constantly being lifetimes. Again, this lifetime also we are trying to be a master. We have done enough lifetimes and we have been tried with mastership, but we haven't progressed much. Rather, we are being in this mess of this birth, death, old age, disease, and then so much tribulations, so much anxiety and suffering is only going on. So that's why we have to understand, realize our mistakes, realize our perplexities, and submit to the authority, submit to the spiritual master, submit to Sri Prabhupada, submit to the Supreme Lord, sincerely pray submissively. Then the Lord can guide. Constantly seek the guidance from the Lord within the heart, and then He will guide through other devotees. Prabhupada and arrange spiritual masters. All these things will happen when you really ponder upon, when you really search, you really cry and pray to the Lord. Otherwise, this constant anxiety. So that's why here Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra, they are seeing, but they are not seeing. They heard. They have been heard by Akrura. They have been sent. Krishna sent all of them. They heard it. No, they are seeing it. They 18 days. They could have stopped. Duryodhana could have, after seeing these many people are killed, despite he has so much more battalion, and so many intelligent, so many expert archers. Then Parikshit Maharaj, that's why I said, actually, my grandfather and all are like a small fish in front of Timingala. Bhishma and Drona, they are all expert like Timingala, great fish. How they can win? There is no possibility to win. But Krishna is there. So that's why that is the beauty of it. So when Lord Krishna personally guiding, so no one can win, whether it Bhishma or whoever is there on the name of morality and society and all this, nothing much. You cannot get the eternal benefit. So that's why you need the right guidance, right foundation, right culture. So these has to be thought through. It's not just your name, fame, society, and these things is not going to help when you are about when you are 50, 60 years, when you are old, when things are not senses are not working. Then who can help? It will be like Gajendra's position, our position. No one can help. You may have so much big house and big car and everything big, but what will be the end result? So why to take that chance? So that's why this kind of seeing, this kind of hearing, this kind and going through the same experience over and over again, still not learning lessons is not a good practice. So at least we have to now wake up from this deluding condition and sleeping condition, and then inquire actually what is the reality, what is the absolute truth, and how to attain it, how to understand it, and then follow it through consistently on a day-to-day basis. Then we can attain it. We'll stop here because we have temple program now. So otherwise, much more to speak about. In this, even though it's first chapter, but there are lessons from an angle of a student for the kids, children, from grown up to college students. Everyone can take lessons from so many, from political politician angle. There is a lesson in this case also. So for devotees also there is angle how to practice their devotion service, how to God, their creeper, devotion creeper. So how these unwanted weeds grow like Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana and party. So for everyone there is a lesson. From every pretty much every chapter there is a lesson. And so we should carefully study it, and then we can actually feel the bliss and attain the perfection. Yeah. Thank you.